or a
Nothing
really
good is
nice
good, and
anime
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, it's. I should see if I can pull it up. Maybe I can see if I can pull it up.
Can
Uh,
you um, can you believe that Disney scrubbed all of those cells so they could reuse them? That's how thrifty they were.
they did what? They washed
Well,
them.
like Snow White, they
Really?
washed them, dude.
No.
Yeah, but the cell thing. Yeah.
Oh my god. Because
Yeah,
then they'd have to spend money on the plastic.
yeah, dude. They're like giant. I mean, each frame a work of art, right?
Was it called kitsune?
Maybe.
What does kitsune mean? I did
Uh,
not realize that. But this is the problem when look. I think one of the biggest issues we've got with film and TV is that people refer to it as content now, right? Or IPs or
right.
whatever. Like they refer to it like as a commodity, and in doing so, they just remove all of the art and the poetry and the humanity of it. You know what I mean? Oh,
I
the
don't see how
humanity.
you can do it. After I speak to you and you tell me some of the
I don't
like the that goes into editing and how it like before and after, and then I watch a show and I start looking for these things, it jacks me up, dude. Then I'm not looking at the
Yeah.
story and being swept away.
It's hard. I mean, I definitely find myself getting it is a real, I think, a real compliment to a film or a TV show now if I watch it and I'm not thinking about how it's made. Like
Gotcha.
we started rewatching what's it called Severance. Baz wanted to see it, so we started watching it with Baz, and we wanted to rewatch it because it's coming back or it's back and there's a whole new season.
Yeah,
And I'm just waiting so I can binge it. I don't want to have to wait. I'm not a good waiter.
yeah.
So we started watching that again, and it was amazing how quickly I both got lost in it, and also at the same time I'm looking at the shots, if that makes sense.
Wow, your brain's complex.
But I just found
Like a
myself going.
beehive.
It's like more like an angry hornet's nest. I think is probably more accurate. Mr. Gurney's in the crowd. How are you, Mr. Gurney? And
Jeez,
Cal. Cal's here
I
too.
keep sending him really sad, like messages, like I'm thinking
What?
of you and your wife.
Oh
Hope
God.
you're still alive. Don't worry, being homeless in Georgia is okay. It's
He'll be
pretty warm
fine.
there.
Him and his phages will keep him warm at night.
Yeah.
I really. I mean, I really don't know what's going to happen. It's the uncertainty, I think, that's going to kill us more than, in a way, almost more than what's actually happened. We've now got 25% tariffs on everything coming into, is all things coming in from Mexico and everything coming in from Canada. Is that right?
Yes, and then something like that from China.
China's
energy.
20% is now at 20%, I believe, right?
I don't know, but I do know it's only 10% for energy because gas prices.
Right.
So if I'm Canada, I'm not sure how I handle that. I would just, oh God, I loved some of their targets.
We can't win. Sorry, I mean not to be a complete.
Ooh.
But we can't win. What are we going to do?
You don't have to win. You're not playing against China. You're playing against somebody with a 3-second attention span.
Well, that's
all
the
you have
hope.
to do
Right.
is hurt the people that will
Or what's that over there?
hurt him. Yeah, Elvis,
Uh,
and then boom.
It's just so weird to hear. Oh, here we go. Someone's saying it's so China's between 15 to 25% depending on the product. So China, who they've gone on about, and all of the issues that they have with China and censorship and human rights issues and
Blah,
everything,
blah, blah. Yeah.
they hit them for 25%, and they hit Canada for the same,
And Mexico.
and Mexico. Yeah.
Because screw you, I guess,
Yeah.
communist bastards.
I guess, I mean, like, every gun that we have up here, basically, other than the hunting rifles, are from the States anyways, right?
Right?
You know?
Right? Probably all your heavy artillery.
I think
from
Cal's
there.
right. Europe is next. I think, yeah. Doug Ford was going to end the Starlink deal with Musk, and he backed down. Oh, really?
Aw,
Because he
come
was
on.
talking tough last night on NBC or whatever it was. He was saying, like, we love you, America, but, we're going to hit you where it hurts as soon as we can. I mean, Doug Ford, yeah, weirdly, I've got to say, I weirdly like Doug Ford. I don't like his policies and you know and his whole family lineage is an odd
Right.
assortment of people. But I just don't think it means anything. Like, I just feel like all of this stuff is, you can't. It's, someone explained it beautifully. The guy, actually, one of the writers of Cube, I was talking to this weekend, Andre, and he said it reminds him of that episode of the Twilight Zone where the kid has the superpowers. Remember that, where the kid has the powers?
A Good Day, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
They're like, oh, it's such a good day.
Yeah, and
I read the original story that was based off of it. It was great.
Absolutely terrifying. I feel like that's what we're dealing with right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, yeah. You're dealing with Joffrey.
It's not. Yeah, Joffrey. It's Joffrey. Oh my God, it's totally Joffrey.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so true.
I just brought it up because I didn't think anybody would have read that short story from the 50s or watched the old Twilight Zone.
You mean the old black and white? People don't. They don't watch. They're watching the color TV now. Yeah, it's a good day. Yeah, how's it going? Good morning, Phil Taylor. Yes, everything's great now. Wow, sounds much better. Oh, good. David, can I move into the garage? Too late. Take a number.
Yeah.
So I guess, Lance, you're a smart man.
True.
How do you stay sane with this stuff? How do you?
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm doing a good job.
Oh, really? So do you feel? Are you feeling stressed out about it?
I'm feeling stressed out, but my thing is I want to do something. So, like, I've contacted the ACLU today. If I hadn't have forgot about us, this afternoon I was going to contact the Colorado Attorney General office and see if I could file suit against Musk specifically.
Why specifically him? Because he's got the money?
Well, because fuck him. No, not even the money.
Because fuck him. I think that's the legal term. I think there's in the legal brief, that's what it's, yeah.
It probably has the word fascia in there or something, yeah.
So
No, because he's the figure. He's the head. He's the, go for the head. That's what.
But is he? Isn't that Machiavellian thing of bringing in a powerful general who does all the horrible work for you, and then you can distance yourself and go like, whoa, he's really made some terrible mistakes. I didn't know all that was happening.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know, but for me, at least it gives you one focus. You know, how do you suit the government, and especially because the government's currently under attack, or at least the administrative state. So.
It feels like it's being torn apart. Like, it feels like that scene in Animal Farm with the pigs all sitting around the table, just tearing into a meal, you know, while everyone else outside is like, "What's going on? Why are we so cold and tired and hungry?"
And they put the mule in the carriage thing and take him off.
Oh, the horse! Oh, that horse! You know, I started reading 1984 again.
I need to. It was 1984 when I read that.
It was, probably about the same for me. It was, in fact, I don't think I've even got through the whole book because I think it was a school book, and so I think I probably just ended up buying the notes for it. I never usually read what I was supposed to read for school.
Right, I usually read the last couple chapters.
I always read like notes on them, or I would read the supplementary stuff. Like, there'd always be a list of other books you could read. You didn't have to, and those are always the ones. Like, it's like some kind of an issue I have with being told what to do, I think. But I started reading it again now. It's so beautiful. Like, it's so stark and horrible, but it's so beautifully written, you know? You know, there's something, I don't know. And I'm reading it not just because of now, but just, I was going to read it. I read Baz the Animal Farm when he was a little kid. And I read it to him like a fairy tale. Like, it was just really fun to discuss with him. You know, to watch this little kid's eyes light up and go, wait a second, the pigs aren't supposed to do, the pigs just said, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, this wonderful sort of realization that, wait a second, but that first pig was okay, you know, so.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. David, why have you shaved? The goatee suited you. See, you're not the only one.
Because David is going for, you know, he's tired of being pigeonholed. He's going for your high school sweetheart.
I'm auditioning for 21 Jump Street. as one of those
Hello,
kids.
fellow kids.
Hello, fellow teenagers. No, actually, but truthfully, I did an audition the other day that said expressly that no police should have facial hair. So I took that as a good reason to shave. Also, I'm doing a wardrobe fitting for this for the show. Then I start up, I think in April. I think just a few days here and there, but it's a really fun role. And he's unshaven, so I figured you know what, I better just start figuring out how to make this work again. So
wait, he is shaved or unshaved?
He is shaved. He is someone he's someone.
I concentrated on your butt so hard. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Oh God, that shot. Yeah. Can someone explain a little bit about the subject? Being not much from North America, don't understand much of this economical and politics talk.
Oh, fantastic.
Woman des. So look, we don't normally. I almost never talk politics, but recently it's sort of been forced upon me. I feel technology and politics have merged. And accessibility too, because I don't know if you know this or not, but no one's going to be hiring Lance because that might be construed as DEIA, right? I mean, that could be
right.
What if they're hiring you because you can't move, Lance? That's not fair.
Have you read the edicts that he passed? The executive orders.
Edicts. I like edicts. No. Yeah. Edicts is great. Edicts is great because it feels like it should come on old paper with an ink pen and
Yeah.
And he has to wipe his hands off on the dog before he his greasy hands off on the dog before he signs
and
it.
Thulsa Doom was the one who wrote them. Do you remember who that is?
No.
It's James Earl Jones in Conan. Come on, man.
Wow, that's going back a ways. Yes. I think I remember Red Sonja more.
No. You remember he's showing Conan power?
He
has all of his acolytes way up on the cliff. And he goes, come to me, child. In his James Earl voice. And the girl just walks off the edge and hits the stage and goes through, breaks all the boards and she's dead. And he's like,
remember that
that's power, Conan, not steel.
That's interesting because they did the same thing in... Furiosa.
Yeah, they did.
There's a great scene in Furiosa, which I loved.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
One of the spray can boys, or what do they call them?
War Boys. The War Boys.
War Boys.
Oh God, yeah. I love them. I love that series. That, by the way, is the sound of my son's team getting a goal of some sort. I think there'll be lots of script. Do you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yeah. Oh, bravo. That's what I like about soccer. 3 hours of boredom followed by 2 seconds of jubilation.
Yeah. So Nixie says, I think lots of USA people didn't realize that DEI hires were mainly white women. It's been eye-opening for so many people. Is that true?
Well, okay. DEI was diversity, equity, inclusion, right? There's also an understood accessibility. Because ramps and other accommodations, excuse me, you might have to okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, what did I say?
So DEI, the A was assumed. Is that right?
Assumed. It's actually in the papers, but they weren't using it as part of their propaganda.
Right. I
think it's because who wants to punch a wheelchair guy in the face? Even. That's hardly a magazine.
I don't know. There are days, Lance. There are definitely days.
There is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, the police were called on me to remove me from the theater.
That's right, because you were a danger to other people, not because you were a danger to yourself. Yeah, right.
I was worried they were going to use me to build the wall on the Mexican border.
Or using us for parts.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why the whole politics thing has come up is because Lance and I were talking about this, and the reality is.
Oh yeah.
I think they're Arsenal fans. I'm not sure, but I think those might be Arsenal fans. Is Arsenal playing now? I don't even know. Does someone know? Salty Paul, not Ball. Salty Paul. The sound was fixed by a reboot. That's how annoying it is. That's how random and annoying. Yep. So it says, yuppers. Women were the first tick box. Let's face it. Lots of big corps would prefer to hire a white woman than anyone of color or a disabled person. So, but wait a second. A white woman counts as a DEI?
Women, yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but they'll attack a pilot of an airplane that say something malfunctioned and say, "Oh, it's because of the DEI hire."
Well, did you hear that? That's what Trump was saying apparently when that plane in Washington went down, or when he was saying that they're hiring people who can't see or hear or move to put them in charge of planes and stuff.
And midgets.
Yeah, that's it. I just wait a sec, just for you, David, because I know you missed them. Food teas fixing pork steaks with garlic mashed potatoes. We can't afford any of that stuff now. Enjoy it while you can, because if it's from Canada, we're about to slap you with a massive tariff. Yeah.
I'm hoarding maple syrup as we speak.
I think we should get rid of all politics and bring back Stargate Atlantis. I'm with you. Sure.
Yay!
Let's do it. David, David's just about to learn about the patriarchy. Yeah, that's true. I guess I'd never really thought. Look, I also think that we're in a different position in Canada with DEI than we are in America. I think there are different. We have different concerns here. I think potentially, our focus here seems to be mainly on Indigenous people and sort of visible minorities, if that makes sense. I don't think like a woman counts as a diverse hire anymore here. I don't think. I could be wrong, and maybe that's just my own thing.
What does your parliament look like? I think that's how. Okay, so when they put this stuff in, remember, this is not new. This is old stuff. Mm-hmm. With Nixon and the Environmental Protection Agency is from Nixon, who was previously the most corrupt Republican ever.
Who up until very recently, was the most. There is something refreshingly corrupt about it all, isn't there? I mean, this I like to call it refreshingly corrupt because it's just so bizarrely transparent in its stuff.
Yeah. It's so obvious. And if I talk to my cousins or uncles about it, they have to do that weird gymnastics you do to how come? Oh no, he's playing 5D chess. If he takes all their mineral rights, then if Russia attacks Ukraine, he'll be attacking American mineral rights, and then we'll have to fight back. Well, I'm like, no, that's not what's going on. Why would they have to yell at the Ukrainian guy?
I wish that was it. I mean, honestly, there's definitely a like a lot of Trump stuff. There's a seed. There's something in there that could potentially be construed as a great idea. If
I think
America,
that's an excuse though.
I think so too.
Post-talk.
Well, just because I don't see any consistency in what he says about a lot of the stuff, right? But again, this isn't just I'm finding this a whole fascinating and terrifying, journey through history here because I didn't vote for the guy, but enough people did. I don't know what the percentage of the population is. How many people voted in that election? Out of curiosity, do we know?
Like 100 some million, 130.
But percentage-wise of America, how many people vote? Like generally, how many people vote?
Only 60% of eligible voters vote.
That's 60%, though. That's pretty good. I think it was our recent Ontario election. I think was a success at I think it was 45% or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what you're talking about when Trump says he has a mandate, or anybody if they said they have a mandate, you're talking about 50% of 60%, right? Because they only Biden beat Trump by a higher percentile in that previous election in which he was illegitimate and blah blah blah. And now
Candy Mike has gone down the rabbit hole. Yep. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I don't even know what my point was. It's just fascinating. I think part of I'm with you. If I didn't have any stakes in it, this would be extremely interesting.
I mean, we live in interesting times. Absolutely. There seems to be the thing that scares me the most is this disconnect with empathy, with just kindness, with decency. I understand that we have, for many, many decades now, have rewarded people for being ruthlessly good businessmen, right?
Right.
I think, and as a result, I feel like we have exalted the sociopath to some extent.
True.
And that's our fault too. I was always fascinated by people who did well, but we seem to equate the idea that if you make a lot of money, that means you're very smart. And the reality is that you can still make a lot of money without being smart about everything, or even have that, or have the capacity to understand and to empathize. And in a way, you need to not have those things in order to succeed.
There is a critical mass of money, though. Also, like gravity, once you get enough mass together, once you get enough wealth, if you're born with it, it will just accrue. It's already done. You're going to be successful unless you actively jump kick yourself in the crotch.
Well, so that's the funny thing, is to watch a guy talking about a merit-based system as a rich white guy, son of a rich white guy. I'm not saying that he should go and shed his finery to the poor or anything, but I think you have to acknowledge that what is your definition of merit-based? I don't understand.
Well, this is easy.
Yeah.
If you want to be the head of the FBI, you make a children's book with King Trump, and it's true. You saw
he didn't really. Did he really?
Yes.
See, I don't even know what's real anymore. Everything just seems like I feel like I'm in Bizarro World.
You are in Bizarro World. That's what's so fascinating about it, is that Kash Patel wrote a children's book about how Trump was, they didn't say Trump. He looked just like
a giant orange businessman.
Yes, and he was betrayed and all this other junk. And now he's the head of the FBI. Tulsi Gabbard. She's from a sect of the Moonies. Do you remember Moonies?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
they were a dangerous bunch.
Yes, well, they weren't quite stable enough for the regular Moonies, so they split off. And
they're a radical branch of the Moonies.
Right, virulently anti-Muslim, virulently anti-gay, and then now she's the head of the CIA, right, or National Security. I
can't even keep track of it. I don't even, or an anti-vaxxer who's in charge of health in the.
Did you? Okay, last week,
Mm.
Robert Kennedy in front of Trump, when they're all sitting at the table, Trump was asked about that measles outbreak. And there was always a breakout every year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do his voice.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I did hear that. And again, that's the freaking problem, right?
Well, this is like the first measles deaths in at least a decade, and now multiple deaths. So probably.
I said you can gauge that guy's career running things in bodies, and there's already one.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying that wouldn't have happened already. There's a lot of anti-vax stuff. I don't want to get too silly about it. I want to hate everything they do. I also would love to find a semblance of order in the chaos. I'm not going to argue. I think government is fat, bloated, and wastes a lot of money. But then again, look at the freaking companies. I don't the corporations aren't much better, are they? They're fat, bloated, and waste a lot of money.
I've been thinking about this, and I've decided that company government analogy doesn't work at all. Because, how many companies are 250 years old? Not very many. 95% of companies go down the shitter. Any kind of business or whatever. And then, what do you have to do as a government? You have to ensure safety. You have to ensure probably education of your public.
Security, stability.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right. And so what happens? Okay, if it's not profitable to open a school, you know, if you have it open and it turns out it's not profitable, you shut it down if you're a business. If you're a government, you have to keep on keeping on and put more money into it. So what's the bloat? Is the bloat that we have to solve this problem. We can't punt it. We can't drop it. We have to figure out something. So I don't know.
I mean, look, I think part of the problem is by someone like myself saying bloat and waste. It's the same problem that they have. It's entirely based on what I think is bloat and waste, right? I don't think we should spend money on what do I not think? I mean, I'm trying to think where money would be saved. Well, I mean, I would argue that money would be saved by maybe taking back some of the tax loopholes for the people who have so much money. That might seem like a great place to start if you're looking for income for it. But so I love the idea that we're going to make things more efficient. I love the idea that a technologist is going to come in and create a system that's going to fix all this stuff. But that's not Musk, right? I mean, that guy's not. Look at his companies.
Yes.
You know, like SpaceX is like, oh, please go play with Tesla and Twitter, like so they can get some shit done. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like.
How does he tweet every 5 minutes?
I just don't.
Can I ask chat? Can they tell me what Tesla stock's doing? Tesla.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
And while you're looking, I'll tell everybody what's going on with my brain, why it's affecting me adversely.
Oh, sorry. Let me just quickly tell you. The 2024 estimated turnout of percentage 63.9%. That's not bad. Yeah. About 66% of the voting eligible population turned out. Very good. Good. Okay.
Imagine if it was a holiday and you couldn't be forced to work that day.
Let's see what Ontario had, just out of curiosity. Oh, please don't play that. I don't want you to play that. Thank you. Polling station.
In your area.
Wow. We were 45.4% turnout.
What's wrong with you Canadians?
That's freaking disgusting.
Don't you know what? About civic responsibility?
Yeah, you know what? We need America to come in here and tell us all about how that should be done.
Wait,
but
are you sure?
That's shocking.
Are you positive?
Well, according to the Global News, it says that as of Friday morning, the Elections Ontario website. Okay, and we should probably check the actual source. All right. Elections Ontario. There we go. And yes, I've got a very high monitor.
Yes, he does.
I don't
Actually,
I really do.
He has a bit of a Greek Caesar thing happening now.
I think I should put the monitor over there so I can always look like that the whole time. Yeah, it's true.
That's perfect.
Let me see. What did we say? Turnout? What would you call it?
Percent of
total
eligible voters.
There we go.
Because you can't say percent of population because that includes a ton of people who are not eligible to vote.
All right, let's see what we got here. February the 27th. Was that when it was? Was it that long ago already?
I don't tend to pay attention to.
Yeah, Ontario elections.
Dude, that was only like Thursday.
Well, at Ontario elections, the reason why it was sort of important was that, and Ford basically ran on a Trump mandate, saying that he wanted to fight Trump, basically.
Yeah, you guys are getting a really good boost in national pride from this.
Canada.
Exactly.
I guess, except that I mean, I don't mean to be too defeatist about it, but the reality is, if they want Canada, all of our population is across the border, in a little strip of people across the border, basically mimicking the American border, and none of our military stuff really works anyways. So we don't have a lot. Our military is not going to be able to take on.
Listen, man, you're Canadians. You're rugged, tough people. You'll head to the mountains. You'll fight them in the mountains. You'll fight them in the fields.
I mean, look, God, could you imagine if it comes to that, though? Like, I mean...
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he said the other day something that was, I thought, fascinating. In a kind of a make me want to scream and tear what little hair I have left out. where he said, "Hey, you want to do business with America? You got to come to America." And what's happening is Canadian companies are registering in the States, so they don't have to pay the tariff.
Does that work? Is that working?
It'll work on some things.
Around?
Look, I said to my wife, I said, I'm a corporation. Should we be incorporated in America then, or Canada? What's the best thing for us to do? I mean, because there's a certain flexibility that I have as a self-employed corporation, but there's also part of me that goes like, I don't want to do that.
As a worldwide star, yeah.
As an international star,
yeah.
I have a certain amount of
leeway.
Yeah, exactly. I get my people to look into it. But I think a lot of companies are doing exactly that. I mean, or at least thinking about it. They must be thinking about it.
Right. Whatever they can do, they're doing.
Oh yeah, look, I'm not dissing the Canadian military. Like I think our people are just as good as the Americans in that regard, but we don't have the money and the resources, was what I'm saying. There's not been and it's weird to me to hear about Canada building their military infrastructure now. Like, we're expanding it. Europe's talking about expanding it. I mean, I don't.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
I don't love that. I think that's a bit worrying.
Right, okay, where did that end up before? World War I, World War II, right? And zillions of skirmishes before and in between and since. Well, no. So then we came up with, there's going to be a new world order. We make NATO. We make the United Nations. America assumes. Listen, they assume the protectorship of a lot of places, and that's fine. See, they're acting like that's us acting selflessly and losing money because of it. No, it gives us reach across the entire globe. It gives us control over
soft power. Soft power, yeah.
Tons of soft power, which these guys apparently don't understand at all.
Well, but even like vaccinating people in Africa, like, why should we spend money on that? Because those people could bring the freaking Ebola with them when they. I mean, there's all sorts of, like, it's not I keep thinking of that image, that beautiful image from the moon and at this Earth, this little circle of Earth,
right?
And thinking like, well, that's going to stop cutting. We're going to stop carving that up pretty quick, aren't we? When we see that it's just one big ball that we're, you know what I mean? But instead we're like driving towards a cliff and fighting over who gets to steer. You know what I mean? Like, or who gets to drive.
And we're being run by a bunch of people who said, well, how much money did NASA make? None? Oh, well, who cares? Big deal.
Well, and by people who've spent billions of dollars in experimental, like, move fast and break things. I mean, how many freaking rockets did he crash? How much money did he spend on, and also what technology did he base all that stuff on? NASA. That's why the reason why we're struggling to land on the moon again is because, it took NASA and whatever many billions or hundreds of millions or whatever it was to get us on the moon the first time. You
have to have a unity of thought and effort to get big things done. And we are not that anymore.
And everything is not transactional. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to...
at least everything can be transactional in a way. You just have to be able to think a couple moves ahead. Right?
In the chat, Dinner Bell says, the car's on fire and there's no driver at the wheel. Right. You know what it's more like? The car's on fire and there's no wheel. Someone stole the wheel or is trying to sell you back the wheel.
And oh my God, you're right.
We voted for what Trump's doing. Get over it. Okay, so Larry. So that's interesting. Okay, there's nothing. First of all, I don't understand. Get over it. I mean, obviously, we're going to disagree on what he's doing because I didn't vote for him, and I'm not. And I want to be very clear here. I don't want to be whining about losing an election because that's not the point here for me. I
don't think it was.
I would love Larry to explain what Trump's doing because I'm not sure that I understand what Trump's doing. I mean, if you can explain it to me, that would be fantastic. I think one of my biggest concerns is, I've been a Republican. I was what I would call a bleeding heart Republican.
I was a Trump fan.
You were a Trump. 80s. Were you really?
Well, yeah, because I like Michael J.
I
Fox.
didn't even know
I
he
like
existed.
Trump.
I literally didn't even know he existed. I didn't know who he was.
Come on, you
know?
watched Home Alone.
What's Larry Larry? Where's Larry Larry? Is Larry Larry a bot? There are plenty of MAGA supporters who are getting screwed. They are shocked that this is impacting him negatively. Okay, come on. I want to know. I would love to hear from someone who likes what he's doing, because I do want to. I'm not kidding. I don't want. This isn't a roast. I truly want to know. I've been watching Fox, trying to understand what the other side, I guess, of this is. Okay. Loved your Rodney McKay, by the way. Oh, thank you, Larry.
Fantastic.
But Larry, if you've got, then let's put this in Larry's words. Leadership. Could you explain leadership to me from the Trump aspect? I don't what is the? I don't even know what the. Surely, is no one do the Republicans not see this as kind of a weirdly random approach to governing?
Is Larry American or not?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. Trump is doing all he can to put money into his own pocket. That's all he wants to do every day. I mean, that's how it feels to me.
Is that Larry?
That's Nixie. No.
Oh, okay. Good
Fox,
job, Nixie.
Fox is lib light. What does that mean? There are loads of YouTubers who can explain it. Would you watch them? Candy Mitch. Yeah,
I do.
Absolutely, I do. Sorry. You're saying Fox is lib light?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, but But I'm not.
And they're a propaganda network, dude. They're straight. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. They're fucking propaganda.
You don't like somebody actually trying to stop a war. No, I would love someone to. Are you kidding? I'd love to stop a war.
It.
I would love to stop. I'm not a bot. Ask other channels. Mainstream media sucks.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
do I.
in love with mainstream media. They have a
this is why I'm here asking this, because I'm not getting what I want from mainstream media.
I don't think they understand. This is what they have to default to. They don't know why they like Trump, David. Mm. They don't understand what's going on at all. Mm. And they'll get mad if we back them into a corner, not meanly, smart, just intelligent, kindness, and we get them against the corner, they're going to get pissed. I know this.
About what?
I've done it.
About what?
Well, if
about just voting for him?
Irrational. No, anything, any other positions. Why do you like Trump? And then they'll go, tariffs or something like that.
Right,
And go,
okay.
okay, what's good about tariffs? What are tariffs for? And then we'll back them into a position where they'll see that they're stupid. And then they are stupid. It doesn't mean you're stupid. Do you realize how often David is wrong?
All the time.
And he doesn't get mad about it.
No.
He likes figuring it out.
Look, if I'm not wrong, I didn't learn anything. That's
Me
my
too.
I'm totally fine with that. And I don't profess to be any. I didn't take politics. I didn't take economics. I didn't even finish high school. I everything that I know is stuff I've had to teach myself or that I've learned along the way. I love YouTube for that reason. My struggle with YouTube is when someone says go and look at those channels. What channels? Because I don't know how to find a credible source. The reason why I go to mainstream. Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
Okay. Well, just remember on YouTube, somebody could tell you, "Hey, the Earth is flat." Mm-hmm. Go watch the channel that will explain it to you better than me, because I'm not quite sure why the Earth is flat. Mm. So it doesn't have credibility because of YouTube.
My opinion makes it sound like I've never watched Fox. I didn't for the longest time. I've started recently because I wanted to hear.
They might be talking to me.
Is that right? Oh, okay. All right.
I watch Fox all the time.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, I've seen even some of the Fox, pundits. Is that the right word? I've even seen some of them struggling with some of the stuff of going like, okay, but wait a sec, how does this work? I mean, there was a discussion about whether Musk was actually head of Doge or not, because the president seems to have said a few different things, and then now there's a lawsuit that they're fighting which says expressly that he is not the head of Doge type thing.
He's not a head of Doge, and he's not telling anybody what to do. So who in the world was that blocking the doors to Doge, and who does Big Balls really work for? I'm sorry. I heard Baz say, "Oh my God," when I said.
I know. I don't even. Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'll find out. Yeah. I'll find out soon enough. I'm sure. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I would say Fox closer to truth than CNN or MSNBC. Okay.
Incorrect. They're both propaganda, though. All three are propaganda in a different way. But they're not even close.
So Salty Paul. So are you? So an example. Let's pick one thing. I think one of the other thing I think that's difficult is that there tends to be to go like Trump is bad or Trump is good, and there's no specificity to it. I mean, let's get some specifics here. I would like to know, Salty Paul.
Is good or bad. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a killing machine.
Right. It just eats to live.
So Fox seems to have moved away from any support of Zelensky. Is that correct to say? That's the sense I get, that we feel that.
Yes.
And the reason for that is
Trump.
Is Trump?
It interferes with the narrative that everything that Trump does is the correct thing.
Well, but
you have to.
I don't know that, but that sounds like us. That sounds like our left-leaning opinion on that stuff.
Well, okay, but I don't know how you. Oh, you're asking them how they explain that. Good call.
Well, no, I'm curious to it. No, and I'm not shutting you down. I'm very aware that my feeling is the same. My feeling is like, oh, it's okay, you know.
I'm in fight mode right now, so go ahead.
Oh, I see. He's ready to go.
I'm not going to have anybody trim my nails.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have them throw me at people.
He's going full in. Did we get a response from Salty Paul? I mean, look, I don't want to put people on the spot.
You're not a bad guy.
I would just really like to. I would love some discourse on this. You know what I mean? Zelensky did absolutely nothing wrong during that interview. He was being bullied. It felt really weird, didn't it?
If I might, go ahead while you're looking at these things.
Yeah.
Just really quick, remember, one of the things he was criticized for was not wearing a suit to the Oval Office. If you look at everybody from Churchill to Gaddafi to anybody who's been in the Oval Office that were in a military situation, they usually wear military-like garb. Since they're the civilian representative of a country, they don't wear the military uniform. However, they don't want to come off like, yeah, this is just business. We're just diplomacying here.
I really like that line, actually, where he said, I will wear a costume when the war is over. There was something,
exactly.
So Salty Paul's response. Salty Paul's response says, Zelensky just...
Thank you, Salty.
Thank you, Salty. And again, I don't want to. I don't want any pile-ons here. I just want to. We're just trying to get some opinions. Right. So Salty Paul says that Zelensky just blew a presser. I guess that's a press conference type thing. Is that right? That was supposed to show a united front against Putin, and he blew it. Okay, so a united front against Putin.
What did Trump criticize Zelensky for during that?
Well, Zelensky, go on.
He said, no wonder this peace talk isn't going well. You're saying bad things about the guy who invaded you. Now, he didn't say the guy invaded you, but you don't say
no, because he doesn't believe you. He doesn't believe you. Well, I guess that's a question. Salty Paul, who started this war? Out of curiosity. Who do you, I sound like I'm picking, and I'm not. I want. Do people truly believe that Russia didn't start this war? Is there a reality for people where they feel that somehow Ukraine was the aggressor here?
Could you ask Salty Paul also?
Yeah.
Couldn't the war easily stop if Russia stopped attacking and went back home?
Well, the problem, but isn't the problem with that there's like, here's the other look, another side of this I think that people are not even considering because of all the kerfuffle, is that this isn't how war works anymore. You know what I mean? You don't buy giant freaking aircraft carriers and airplanes or anything. This war is being fought with cyber warfare and with drones,
propaganda,
and drones and little cheap attacks. This is no longer a big show of force. This is, and look at how successful Ukraine has been in staving off this massive power using those technologies, to the point where this massive power has turned around and said, like, oh shoot, we better get some freaking drones going. You know what I mean?
Do you know what a kleptocracy is?
No, I've heard the
It's
term.
basically the head of the government, or the government itself turns into a money-making proposition. They steal from the coffers for themselves. That's what Russia turned into. The reason they're not able to overcome Ukraine as easily as we thought they were is nobody kept any of the armaments in good shape. They all had been emptied of gas and sold. Parts were
For
sold.
parts. There you go. Yeah.
They have guns that were stored in barrels of oil from like 1960. The new stuff was stolen and sold. So all of their stuff is crap. They are a paper tiger. That's what
with
happened.
nukes.
I've decided I don't even care. Do it, bitch. Do it.
Oh, no, God. Lads. Okay, so Salty Paul, again. So you know Zelensky was personally asked to wear a tie to the White House. I did not know that. And he missed two previous meetings. Okay. So where does that information come from? I don't know. How would we know that? Is there a way? How would we check
Yeah,
this?
show us, Paul.
Okay, was Zelensky asked to wear a suit? Oh, there you go. Okay.
And here's the deal.
It does seem weird that this is the thing we're arguing about, doesn't it?
Well, right. See, Paul has to come up with something irrational. No offense, Paul. It's what you're being fed. He has to come up with something irrational and to take you off the track, because that's the only way to do it. But what about what if? But what if? But what about? What about Obama?
Apparently, this is... It says that Zelensky has worn this attire throughout the ongoing war as a show of solidarity for his soldiers who have risked their lives on the front line. That's what he's saying. Before attending meeting. But again, all right. But we're talking about World War III and what clothes he's wearing.
Yep. We're worried about his tie.
Why am I looking up his tie? I mean, this is the ridiculous thing, isn't it? But I guess So Salty Paul then basically agrees that Zelensky was not respectful. Was not respectful. And look, when you see Keir Starmer, whose name I never say right. I'm sorry. The British Prime Minister.
Oh yeah.
Who was there the day before? Who had the whole suck up train was all. I mean, he had it all. I bring you a gift from the king. Yeah, I mean, like the King of England wants to see you twice. I mean, so he knew how to do the dance. I would argue.
I like Macron, dude. I love Macron.
Macron, I know, who corrects him.
I am sorry, you ignorant piece of crap.
No, but that's the thing is he was charming about it. Zelensky started to try to renegotiate the deal on camera. Okay, all right. No. So you think the deal but I see from my understanding was that this deal wasn't done. Trump believed the deal was going to be done, but no. Yeah, that was my understanding.
Was Zelensky at the place where the deal was made? If you remember, Zelensky wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia, where the Russians and the Americans met to write up this agreement.
But Salty Paul was saying there was a meeting before that, where basically they'd already had a meeting, decided things, and then he came out and
so the meeting
got grumpy.
You can't say. You think Trump said, "Are you okay with this?" Or you think Trump said, "First off, I don't know this meeting happened. Second off, there was nothing." Why didn't Trump or Vance say that? Hey, we just discussed this. We just discussed this, and you agreed. No, that's not what they did. His suit was attacked. Nonsense about how come you haven't said thank you to Trump? No, rewatch the thing, Paul. The narrative you're saying doesn't fit what happened. Remember Animal Farm. Your eyes are actually a pretty good way of seeing what the hell's going on. If somebody tells you not to believe what you saw and heard, there's a problem.
Here's the problem. Well, there's many problems.
Yeah.
I mean, is that we have completely different narratives about this.
Yes, that's
like
why
not you and
propaganda is
I.
so bad.
I mean, I think you and I. Well, you and I probably differ on some stuff, but
Yeah.
But what I'm trying very hard this time not to do, which I think I did the last time,
Oh, you mean the previous Trump thing?
was
Okay.
I felt like I was just anti-Trump. That makes sense? Like I feel it was just a blanket,
That's what you were,
blanket anti-Trump. I just hated everything. And this time, maybe it's a mistake because it seems to be so much worse than it was the first time. But this time, I'm trying to figure out if there's a kernel, if there's something in there that can be salvaged as useful for the country in general. Because keep in mind, this is a country that many of you were born into. I emigrated. I became an American. I had to do the test. You know what I mean? Like I became an American by choice. I wanted to become an American. This isn't something that I took for granted. It's something that I pursued. And I pursued it because I had a green card. I didn't need to change that. I mean, I could have just stayed a green card and made money in America and being able to come and go as I saw fit and everything. No, I wanted to become an American, and I wanted to vote for America, and I wanted to be a part of the whole process. And I feel like this was not the way things were working before. I will say that I do understand that the libs, as they would say, the Democrats have not done a good job. Absolutely not. I don't think politicians in general have done a good job.
No.
And I think there is a certain sense of us arguing about stupid stuff while the world burns. So I share a lot of the frustration that probably led to this election. But I don't see
Did
this
Paul ever
as the
say
answer.
he's American?
Yeah, Salty Paul, are you American? Where are you from?
You don't have to tell us specifically. We won't hunt you down.
It's an address. We need an address. Please stop repeating salty talk points. They are word for word Russian state media talking points.
They really are. But we want to know, buddy.
But here's the problem: so then we shouldn't have this chat either, because these points are straight from the the Democratic playbook, or from the Stephen Colbert playbook. You know what I mean? Like
right.
we have a completely different response as well. I understand. I know there's the middle ground thing, and we shouldn't do the middle ground thing when the extremes are so extreme. Right. But I'm just curious to know who the humans are, not the bots or the Russian propagandists. I'm curious to know if there are people who actually have a logical perspective on this. And Salty Paul, if he believes what the information he's got, then I understand why he would be supportive of this stuff, right?
Oh,
if this is in fact the way the world is, then yeah, it makes absolute sense.
No. Well, I mean, I will say that I don't believe. Oh God damn it! People, not Salty Paul, but that think like Salty Paul, are not using logic to get where they're going. Mm-hmm. They're using feels and emotion. I don't know, dude. It's post hoc rationalization. Mm. They're seeing a thing, and then they have to go back and say, okay, what Trump did has got to make sense. And then they do things till it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, well, but Zelensky...
Well, which in a weird way is what I'm trying to do, too. I'm going back and going like, what? How do I make sense of this?
I like what you're doing because we are putting up a defense to the thoughts. We're not repeating those talking points and saying, wow, those are great talking points. What we're saying is, how is Paul getting there? What is happening in his life that brought him there?
Well, because when I saw the Zelensky-Trump thing, I was disgusted. I felt that Zelensky had been betrayed. I felt that there was a weird kind of pile-on and J.D. Vance jumping in and all this nonsense about thank you, who's saying thank you, and who's wearing a suit and stuff. I'm like, this guy is fighting for survival. He has taken on the most evil man in the world. Right. Like, Putin is not a good guy. And he's fought him and survived for 3 years with the support of America and the support of of Europe. I mean, and mainly from the support of his own people. But that to me seems more like a leader than a guy who doesn't like the way you dress. Like, it just feels like, and I feel like maybe part of the disconnect isn't even a Trump thing or a Vance thing or a right or a left thing. Is it possible that part of this problem is that things are different in Ukraine? If you're living in that situation, your reality is very, very different than the reality in Washington or on this stream or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have very, very different concerns. If I was,
and priorities, right?
Yeah, if I had just left my country with drone attacks and apartment buildings getting blown up and assassination attempts and then I come somewhere and the guys say, like, why aren't you wearing a suit? I'll tell you what my response would be, and none of it would be suitable for. I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, shut the hell up and give me some money I'm stopping I'm stopping this relentless push. So that's the way I see it. And again, I as you say, the reality is not somewhere between our.
It's not halfway. It's like saying halfway. What's the halfway point between letting the guy go and killing? Okay, we're gonna just beat him half to death.
Something also happened there before in the 1940s. Yes, Trump said that he didn't care about the clothes. You watched the 40-minute-ish press conference. Yeah, I did, Candy. Look up videos of men being kidnapped off the streets in Ukraine. Yeah, look, I'm not,
Well, see, and I leave those out because I feel like that might be propaganda. The children being held hostage. That's far enough out, and I'm not able to look at it and research it well. So I don't mention it. Because,
this is why and this is the mainstream media. So I'm so sorry, Lance, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead. No, buddy, I'm with you. Go ahead.
But this is to me where mainstream media comes in. Like the BBC is so annoying to some extent because I love the BBC, but it's so annoying because they won't report on something until it can be verified, right?
What's the LBC? Do you know what that is?
No, what is the LBC?
It's something it's a radio show.
Yeah.
Or it's a 24-hour radio station out of Britain. And I've been listening to them. And I'm like,
LBC,
holy crap.
Latest breaking UK and world news and opinion.
It feels so good.
Is it? Really?
It feels so good to listen to them. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not the crazy one.
A British phone-in and talk radio station owned and operated by Global and based in its headquarters in London. It was the UK's first licensed commercial radio station and began to broadcast Monday, 8th of October in 1973. There you go.
It is awesome because they do exactly what you're doing, David. They want to hear everything. And then they go through, and to me, a newscaster has to find the truth, not report both sides equally. You don't, you don't go, well, that Hitler, he sure could grill up a mean steak or something, and then, now we have to, we have to say 5 nice things about Hitler and 5 bad things about Hitler or something like that.
Well, and I think we went way too far the other way on that, where I feel like, I think we were constantly mincing our words and not trying to skirt around uncomfortable things and no one wanted to be offended or to offend anybody. And the reality is that you can't have a discourse without offending people or being offended. You can't help it. Just to be very clear, Salty Paul is not the reason we're having this discussion. As everyone,
No.
Yeah. We started this whole thing about politics and stuff, and we're happy to talk about it.
Although somebody did tell us we voted for him and shut up, but hey, whatever.
Well, who said that? Who was the first person who said that? Was that
Larry?
Salty Paul? Was it Larry?
No, that was Larry.
And again, look, I think that honestly, I think that's a part of the muted response from the Democrats is exactly that. What do you do in a democracy when people don't vote your way, right? The Democrats,
fine too.
The Democrats get quiet and go, "Oh, I guess people want this guy." But I will say this: on the other side, when they lose, they weren't quiet.
They stormed the Capitol.
They stormed the freaking Capitol. So, I do think there's a difference in approach to these things. And maybe we should take a few lessons from that. I'm not saying we should storm a Capitol or anything, but I do think we need to be a little more forthright in our, if we are truly unhappy with something, you vote. Obviously, you vote. Voting is how this works. But that doesn't. But you also have the right to protest, right?
May I make this less esoteric?
Please.
Real quickly, the things that have made me go insane is, okay, as we discussed, the DEI being banned, and that if you suspect someone of being a DEI hire, you're to report them. So they have their little brown shirts that they want, right? Well, who's going to be reported? Let's say Lance works at a company being contracted by the federal government. Are they going to look at me or David for the DEI hire? Who are they going to report? I mean, David, sure, he's got those things, but he can hide it. There you go. I bet
you.
That's right.
Yeah, Lance can't do that. He can't even move his head.
No, I can like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're shutting people out of hiring. That's bad, right? A company. If I own the company that contracts out, I'm specifically just going to avoid hiring somebody with a disability because it's just going to cause me headaches. I might have to put a ramp in, which I was cool with because, you got to have people, and it's nice to give people a break, and maybe they'll bring something to the atmosphere of my company that wouldn't have been there, right? I was going to do it, but now they might break the contract with me if I have a disabled person or a black person. But I'm just going to talk specifically.
Or apparently a white woman as well. Apparently they're on the list as well, apparently.
Right. And I want to tell everybody, I didn't forget everybody else. I'm specifically talking what's hurting me. Okay, so we've got that. They've also applied the same thing to at least one of the edicts says colleges, universities, and schools are also in the same boat, and all adaptive equipment and accessibility has been stopped. So if there's a ramp that needs put in, it's done. It's not happening now. So now you take the disabled people out of work, you take them out of school, now you're at home. Cool. Now they're also destroying Medicaid, right? They've gotten rid of they've gotten rid of 7,000 social service workers, okay? I require 24-hour day care. I've been forced into the home and never to leave or in advance myself. And so I require 24-hour day care. And that is on the chopping block. What do I do then? This feels like they want to put an iceberg out in the ocean and throw my ass on it. Because where do I go from there? I can't pull myself up by my bootstraps. Actually, that's a fake thing anyway. That was meant to be a lark. Like, what do you want them to do? Pull themselves up by the bootstraps? Like hover? Which they can't. But anyways, so
what does happen then? So if they were to freeze, so what have they frozen so far? Or what do they,
So far,
for you,
whatever they're doing, it hasn't trickled down yet. And I'm pretty, I'm capable of looking after my own business. So there are people out there in my situation who can't. So they have these social workers who come and check on them and, do their hours and things like that. And if they think the money's being wasted, I had to account by the minute how long it takes to feed me, how long it takes to trim my nails, how long it takes to wash my hair, every single thing I can't do, which is everything, right? I had to account for the minutes in a week. That was a huge pain in the ass. But it doesn't matter. That's how... Okay, so if that goes away, my family will take care of me, but they'll have to have a job and take care of me and leave me at home alone.
Can you be alone?
I've already... but I could die very... I had to have you call him one time. I can't remember. Oh, my head fell over.
Yeah.
And even like when I coughed earlier, I got scared because breathing is hard.
Right.
Just regular breathing.
Do you feel it? Like it's an effort to breathe in and out?
It's an effort, yeah.
Really?
I used to be able to sing. I did a solo in school, in high school, in front of the all school choir. 750 people. Lance doing a solo.
Really?
Yeah, from.
But was it a merit-based solo, or was it just them being nice to you?
I don't know. Mr. Shank, the
His name's
choir
Mr.
teacher.
Shank. His name's Mr.
Yep.
Shank. Was he an assassin on the side?
No, he was a tiny man.
Oh, he was a tiny man.
He dropped the soap a lot, so he had to become Mr. Shank.
Mr. Shank. Okay.
He had to be known for the shanking.
Right.
The music came later.
Right.
So no, he was just like, my mom at the time was going to school with me.
Right.
Because I'm in a town that did not have. I'm exactly old enough to where the laws got passed, and I'm the first guy into the breach, right? Mm-hmm. So they didn't know what to do with me.
Mom, they're doing a movie about that, right?
About what?
They're doing a movie about the sit-ins in Washington.
Those really, how do I say this? Those were neat, but then you had to actually get the laws to be adhered to.
Yeah. It's one thing having the laws. You've got to. Then you've got to.
Then you have to come in and enforce the laws.
Yeah.
Civil laws really suck because there are no civil law police.
Right.
You have to look at it. You have to report it. If I would have lost the school district, I would be in debt something like $762,000 for all the attorney's fees, mine and theirs. So, but anyways, I won, so fuck them. But where was it? Oh yeah, no, I can't remember what. Oh yeah, the breathing, the talking. I was a great singer.
So it hasn't been trickled down. It hasn't trickled down. The cuts haven't trickled down to you yet.
Right.
But what is the first? Is there one? Is there a first one that's going to be? What's the first brick to fall on this?
Well, we'll see what Medicaid does. I am notoriously bad for taking what I should, like my wheelchair's from 1994, and I never was on Medicaid until after I worked, and then had to retire. So then I went on Medicaid, and I always keep not getting big things. And like my family will buy things for my wheelchair, or I will buy it and get it for Christmas, or like a seat, like an $800 seat that doesn't give me pressure sores. We'll just
really?
do that.
Why are they so expensive?
I don't know why.
Are they so expensive because they're?
Yeah. Well, imagine a 64 a grid of 64 little cushions, right? And the air can come in and out of them individually. So you sit on it, and the air comes out perfectly to shape your rumperiski.
Really?
Right? And then you tie down you don't tie it down, you just screw the valve, and then that shuts it into that position. So that when you sit it, it's always customized to you for that day.
Specifically, right. Yeah, I see.
Because let's say you don't get sat exactly the same way.
But that's not paid for.
It should be, and I should have taken it. And there's a lot of people like us. Like me. I didn't know what I was. When Dad died, I was screwed. Because I was on kids' insurance. He took care of me. He bathed me. He did everything. Mom fed me. Because guys feeding you for some reason does not work out. Anyways, it's like, here, eat this.
Yeah.
And then, your face has got potato up one side.
Right.
Anyways, but
you just do it badly so you don't have to do it again. That's basically what the guys
didn't know what was available. Yeah. There's nobody coming around telling you. So that's what happened there. But I wonder if Salty Paul is, if he's like, well, Lance, that's just the way it is. Like, Lance, you should die. Or Lance, people like you, I'm sorry, but that's just reality. When in fact, it's not. People can choose. That's why we have society. Because if you fall behind, somebody takes your hand and pulls you back up with them. And in the long run, that makes a better society and a more fruitful society. And letting the weak die doesn't work.
It's this weird it's this weird Darwinian approach to things, isn't it? That somehow, it's survival of the fittest, which is just not that is not the message.
No,
that is not that's not the science behind this stuff. You're not necessarily getting the strong. You're just getting whatever survives.
They're seeing it on an individual basis. What humans did that was amazing is language and the ability to communicate. and form groups that would like be able to handle variance. Oh no, we had a drought. Well, that guy didn't have his bad luck, so we're going to survive off of his until we can move on. Or
son, are you a communist?
Well, I'm just saying that's what happened in these villages of 150 people. If the main hunter breaks his leg, we don't go, well, shit, we're done. Somebody else does it, right? And then they take their place. And then other people guard against what's going on. You take care. That's what I think when humans went from being an animal to humans, when they started finding bones of people just like me that were buried, that got older than they ever should have. They're like, oh, these bones are twisted. This person had a spine that wouldn't have allowed them to function, and they would have died quite young without care. That was the mark between Homo whatever and Homo sapien, at least for me.
Well, and I think they often say that you can sort of judge a society by how it treats its elderly too, and that's the same kind of thing, right? I mean, they're no longer physically perhaps a help to society, but a
benefit, right?
A benefit, and then of course there's even, as you get older, I suppose there's also issues even with the mental aspects of that. But I still feel like we need to look after. Again, this was also a to me it was also a pandemic thing for me as well. I came out of the pandemic thinking we need to look after each other better.
Right.
Basically.
Do you think people that are MAGA, they watch Logan's Run and go, shit, that just makes sense. Why aren't we doing Logan's Run? Soylent Green, makes sense. But
wait a second. But how old is Trump? He's no spring chicken, right? I mean, he's elder. He's not that much younger than Sleepy Joe Biden, as he would put it, right? I mean,
no, he's like, what is he, like 3 years younger?
3 or 4 or something like that. Stop the money to the Ukraine black hole. Wow, boy, we really set some things off, didn't we?
Wait, who was that?
That was Larry. Yeah.
Oh, Larry, you're so special. You dipshit. Okay, sorry.
I don't. Look, I am.
My cousin said the same thing.
I'm almost certain that some of that money has probably disappeared. Absolutely. But that's because there is a chaos, the chaos of war. That's going to happen.
Right.
There's a lot of numbers have been changing at Old Doge as well, and they're not in a war. You know what I mean? Like, those numbers have changed by billions of dollars on a daily basis. Like, it's more like this. Or more, like, those numbers are pretty random too. I feel like, I don't. I'm not quite sure what didn't we just send a whole bunch of money to Israel instead?
Yes, we did send them a lot of money and bombs.
Which I don't understand, because I don't understand.
You know what's really weird? They have full health care. They don't have Medicaid. They have Medicare for all
in Israel.
And yet yes.
Not in Gaza, I'll bet. Or do they? Maybe.
Well,
there is no Gaza anymore.
You're right. Right, it's more of a smoky place.
What do we got? Can't believe you people don't want peace and to stop the war. Salty Paul, I don't know why you would say that, because that's that you're not doing you're not doing your case any good by putting words in our mouth. None of us have said that. None of us want to continue this war. I just think that it needs to be a path to peace, not pieces, should we say? I mean, right now, if I feel like we're fighting over the carcass of a country. So we did not say that we don't want peace, and we didn't say we didn't want to stop the war. Of course we do.
But Salty Paul believes in not having a gun in your home, because if somebody came in your home and sat up on your couch and started controlling what you watch on TV, he'd be like, hey, it's about not doing violence. So you, sir, are now a welcome guest in my home. Please stop having sex with my wife.
So Salty Paul, the original question from David was, who started the war? And I think from all of the validated sources that I can find say that it was invaded by Russia.
Yes.
and and again, there may be, as Salty says, there's history before that. Yeah, there's history before that of them also taking over other parts of Ukraine. I don't think there's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's a bit like the global warming thing, where I go like, there's science behind this now. There's a fact behind that. I don't think there's any.
If I may, super quickly, this is a logic-based thing. In 1994, Ukraine had 1,300 nuclear warheads. Okay, they had nuclear weapons, and in 1994, we asked them to give those up. Part of the agreement for them to do so was America agreed to defend them in case of attack exactly from Russia. So they gave up a very valuable self-protection chip with our guarantee that they would be safe. And we have reneged on that. So
yeah, America sort of presented itself like the police force of the world, which I have argued with myself.
Sure.
I don't
fine with that.
particularly love that. But at the same time, I think it's also, has it not positioned itself as a force for good? I worry very much when I see votes in, was it NATO, where the vote is North Korea, Russia, and America against
everyone else.
Yeah, that just seems like such a political shift that I'm certainly not comfortable with. So.
Rambo would be so confused in this world.
Deadly Citrus says, David, please ask Lance what state he lives in.
I am in. I'm in Colorado. Yeah. It's a good state.
Someone's raising an interesting point here, which I've definitely struggled with, which is about they're saying that Canada's offering medically assisted dying.
Okay.
And
seems like a what's that? But okay, squirrel. But go ahead.
No, but that's and I struggle with that too, because there's a part of it that goes like, if you've got a governmental system of healthcare, it's cheaper for people to die. Right. And my other concern is that I think a lot of those choices may not be about health. They may be about discomfort, and they may be about where their state of mind is. And I think a lot of that can stem from a lack of money and resources when you are in these horrible situations with health. And so I feel like
commiserate a word.
Yeah,
like
commiserate to
cause
commiserate.
Misery.
Commiserate. All right, no, to cause misery. Yeah, well, that's the problem is if the healthcare system isn't looking after you and keeping you healthy, and then offering you an out as a well, are you miserable? Well, then here we've got a solution for you. But you're the problem as well. You're also the problem.
Light your feet on fire and go. Would you like us to hit you in the head with this mallet?
Yeah.
So
there you go.
So I agree with that. If I could counsel anybody, I would say don't commit suicide, no matter how bad, because I hurt every single day. I like I said, every breath is struggle, and I love life. I love what we're doing right now. I think all the time. I'm like looking into everything, so you can live this life, and it can be extremely worthwhile. It's just maybe you're alone. I'm not sure what's happening, but your mind isn't in the correct logical state. I mean, if you want to commit suicide. And somebody should help you to not feel that way.
But how about from a rights perspective, though? Like, if that is
I think it should be your right.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would agree. I think you have the right to choose that. I just think we want to be careful about how those decisions are made, because if they are based on a system letting you down, you don't then want to trust that system to decide to confirm your decision that you're not worth anything type thing. I mean, that's the
right.
And especially when they start talking about mental health, they're also talking about including mental health. Look, I don't like this. I don't like that at all. I'm not saying, and by the way, I am not a fan of a lot of the Canadian stuff. I think we've gone. I think there's some loony left stuff happening in Canada for sure, and a lot of issues.
Is that a loony left thing?
I think it's I think that I don't. Yeah, I think it is a bit. I think it is. Look, I think it's kind of a weird combination, because I think it could also be, again, like a conservative way of spending money, of saving money. But I also think there's an aspect of oh, hey, you know what? If people are uncomfortable, they should be able to stop that discomfort. I think there's like kind of kind of a sort of
That's
a.
what I would call a liberal policy. People keep saying liberal, but liberal are the people who invented laissez-faire capitalism, and libertarian. That's a liberal. What I see is God damn it. They're looking at people and saying, okay, we should give them agency at least. If I felt like that, I could dive off of a bridge. So shouldn't we help them if they are also in the same mindset, right? And I'm against diving off the bridge, even if you can. And the other, but you can't legislate somebody's right to exist in the way that they wish to exist. As long as it's not hurting.
Well, else. And I think this is part of it too, isn't it? I mean, I grew up with a sense of fear about the government having too much power, which is where my conservatism comes from, right?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I grew up, my father grew up in the Second World War. He watched, he saw what Hitler did. You know what I mean? He saw...
Is that conservatism?
Well, no,
maybe
not. Well, this is the weird thing. This is the problem. Is there's that terminology for no matter what political
horseshoe theory.
Yeah, where you end up, people will call Salty Paul a Nazi, and then Salty Paul will call us a Nazi because that's the extreme for everybody. No, but I think the idea that my father specifically, I think his concerns were about socialized medicine. Because he saw Germany, where that socialized medicine became the final solution, became the deaths of Jews and people who weren't deemed worthy or lives not worth living.
Do you know who got croaked first? I went through and looked. I did a study.
Was it the people with disabilities?
Disabilities.
Yeah,
they were the first one because
it was eugenics.
Behind that,
it was eugenics.
Right. They're actually hurting the population.
We don't want them procreating. There'll be more of these people with
Right.
I think that is the question that you get into. That's my father's concern and the extreme that my father goes to. But again, it's not an extreme for my father because he grew up with it, right? He saw that. It was happening in Germany. His father was fighting them in the war. So I understand where that comes from. I'm not sure. I think that perhaps there's too much of a backlash the other way.
Well, I mean, it's so far the other way that this is not conservative. Whatever's happening right now, it's not conserving an old way. This is brand new shit we're experiencing right now. And it's very disruptive and very unsettling, which seems anti-conservative.
I would love to, I'm going to have to wrap up fairly soon, but
I'm so sorry about
No, stop it. What are you, Canadian? That's my job to apologize. Don't you take our apologies from us, you damn American Yankee bastards.
Taking our money, now you're taking our apologies.
So a few questions I have just for people. I would love a couple of channels to watch, if people have them. A couple of more right wing, for a better word, or more pro Trump stuff. Do you got some?
Sure. You watch Ben Shapiro.
Okay.
What the fuck's the name of it? The Daily Wire. That's what he's part of.
Okay. But now you guys aren't talking about like Steve Bannon and stuff, right? We're not watching.
Sure, that's who they.
Is that?
That's why they think.
But wait a second. Is that? But it's Salty Paul. Is that who are you watching? Out of curiosity. And Salty Paul, by the sound of it, it sounds like he's in England.
Oh, then you'd showed Salty, because I mean, no offense, probably out offense.
Salty sounds British. Salty Paul. Hello.
Salty balls. But why does he want us to suffer? Because he don't care. I feel somebody voted for Brexit.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not offended by anything anyone says. I don't give a damn what is said. Goodness. Oh, good. That's Larry, though. That's not Salty. Salty says...
Okay, well, thank you, Larry.
Says, what the fuck, that. David Hewlett? I have called anybody anything, never mind a damn Nazi. What?
What?
I have called... No, I'm not saying...
You haven't called
Oh, my God. No, of course you haven't. And I haven't either.
We haven't called you a Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying that's what happens. That. That's where these discussions seems to go now. Is to those. It's weird that we both go to the same extreme. It's weird that we both go to the same extreme. Like we both, wasn't Russian. It wasn't Putin. Putin was saying that Ukraine was was basically a Nazi state, and so that's why he went in.
Yeah, but we only brought that up completely unrelated to anything currently going on. That was why your dad was conservative. That had nothing to do with what we're calling people currently.
Okay, so I'm and always will be completely and wholeheartedly against MAID. It should never be an option like it is. But again, isn't that weird though to say that you can't?
Against what?
Oh, sorry, it's called MAID, which is a term I hate, and it's medically assistance in dying. I don't like it because it cutifies it to me. Let's just call it what it is, which is assisted suicide. Yeah. So the concern with any kind of assisted dying in a socially run healthcare system is that if it becomes a sort of almost like a eugenics type thing, or that
the answer for a socially ran system should be, okay, this is an issue, how do we solve it, rather than how do we make them feel better, rather than, well, okay, we'll croak them. But then you think about what he just said, though. He's 100% against it. Okay, Paul, your child's on fire. They, for some reason, they're a mutant. They're incapable of dying, but they're being turned into a charcoal briquette. They will live 500 years on fire, in misery. Do you still agree no assisted death? And be like, oh, that's a side case.
That's what?
That's a hypothetical. That can't happen, or something like that. But the reason I give that hypothetical is because I say to you, I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough information to tell somebody they can't want to die, or you know what I mean. I'm not that guy. Like I don't think abortion's great, but you know what? I'm not capable of making that decision for someone.
No, so I don't feel it is our decision either, frankly. Yeah. Right. But I guess that, I mean, it's that weird thing of like, it's a tough one because I sort of go like, I could understand, I suppose, getting to a point in your life where you're like, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I can sort of see that. Like and I don't mean, maybe it's a health thing, maybe it's a mental thing, I don't know. And is it the right thing? No, probably not. But at the same time, I'm haunted by this idea with my dog, with Mars. Lovely dog. But sick. He got old, he got sick. He started having these seizures. And I said to the vet, what do we do? And they said, oh, there's this and that. You do this and this and this. And I said, okay, but what, like, if we're out and he has a seizure and it just, like, where does this end? And they said, well, it's not very nice. The dog will have seizures and basically it heats up to the point where it dies, and it's a miserable way to go. And I was like, okay, great. Let's get him put down. Because the reality is he was uncomfortable. He didn't know what was going on. He doesn't have a choice in this. Of course he's going to keep going. He's going to just keep going as long as he can. Right. We ended up putting him down. And the vet said something fascinating to me where he said, it's always too soon until it's too late. And I thought with animals, but the process for me was it so changed my perspective on it, because I worry about any kind of the government decision on this stuff, but because I feel it's a free will thing. I mean, that's something you're going to have to decide yourself. But it was, the dog was happy. He got his favorite treats. He got a ridiculous amount of attention. And then he left snoring. And that is exactly how I would like to go. Right. Full of treats and surrounded by, loved ones. And, I can't think of nothing nicer than that. But that to me does not smack of like, well, that should be quantified and organized and stamped and, in a governmental, that doesn't seem like a governmental process to me.
Right. Like a family thing. Right?
Yeah. So maybe what? So you say so it shouldn't be illegal, but then you get into this weird situation. Like, what happens if it's like well, Uncle Lance is worth a bit of money. Maybe something happens to him. You know what I mean? Maybe maybe he tilts his head and we don't get there quite in time. I mean, how do you stop that kind of stuff from happening?
Okay, here's the problem. You can't legislate that way. In that, because if you legislate with an eye to never make a mistake, to never have too much freedom, then you're just going to never get anything done. You're always going to cut off a lot of freedom. You're going to have to pull way back on the freedom and make your cut. Somebody will figure out a way to get around the system.
It's true. We hack every system. We are like natural born hackers
Right.
who try to figure out ways around stuff for sure.
So I would rather 1,000 gimpy people like me get help and not worry about the 200 or 50 or however many it is to get one over on the system.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's like you'd rather 50 men go free than one innocent man go to jail type thing. I mean, that's
that's where I got that from. I just added gimpy to it.
It's nice. It has a nice ring. It has a nice ring to it.
Thanks.
Nothing is original. Nothing is original. Look, this has been amazing. I really hope it hasn't caused any.
Cheating me off. I do apologize. The reason I don't want to commit suicide ever and live forever, David, is because I'm a jackoff. It's true. I am too goddamn mean and stubborn.
But that's your prerogative. Right? I mean, that's. Right. But I mean, that's neither do I. I will
not give the universe that satisfaction.
I want to be, eventually I want them just to remove my nervous system and brain from my body and digitize the damn thing. Like I don't want to go either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd rather stay meat floating in a brine, but that's okay.
The nice brine, a nice maybe. Like a delicious, maybe like a chicken broth of some sort.
And you could affect my mood by pouring different concoctions into it.
I got news for you. You can already.
I know.
That's the chemical sciences. Look, everybody. Thank you very, very much. There are now two reasons I have to go. One is because I've been doing this for too long, and I'm freezing cold because I'm still in my shorts and t-shirt from working out.
He worked
I did my rowing machine. That's why I look so sweaty and gross. I was doing my and also because I really have to pee badly now because I drank the entire thing. Oh, I'm sure. That whole ginger thing is now gone.
That would hold pee too, so I'm just saying.
Oh, God. Just a second, folks. I'll be back in a moment,
You don't have to leave, David.
Yeah, I don't have to
make
go.
A face.
All right, everybody. Thank you for this. This is, I got to say, this whole damn Dirty Abes thing has got a, I like where we're going with this.
I like it. I'd rather us discuss these things.
Yeah.
And potentially cheese someone off. I hope the audience doesn't get. My intention isn't to make you sad. I want to approach these things and also make jokes. And the way I approach life.
Well, and I want to have chats where people can have a completely different opinion.
Right.
But
you're welcome
also
back, Larry. You're welcome back.
Of course, absolutely. And there's going to be back and forth on this stuff. Just be prepared for that. And again, I'm scared I'm going to look back on this and go like, oh God, were we picking on people? I don't want to,
No.
I think it's, I think it's, just for myself, I want to know what the other perspectives on some of these things are. And I find it fascinating. And, I think,
cool.
I'm
already getting positive feedback, bro.
The problem with me is politics. Politics always makes me feel a bit, it's like dirty somehow. I prefer talking about the cool tech and all that stuff. But that said, I think at this point there's no way around it. There's no way around it. Our science friends are getting their funding cut. There's they're talking about AI running the government, which I'm all for. But have you seen what Grok does? You know what I mean? I don't know who's in charge of that. Do me a
favor, look this up, David. When you get offline.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Grok, because they just sat there like 13-year-olds laughing at Grok, cussing and doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And actually not answering any questions. It was the quintessence of immature deviant stupidity.
Well, and again, feel free to do that. I'm just not sure I want that running. I just don't want that running my damn government.
Actually, I'm ready for an escaped AI to take over. But that's just me.
There's so a couple little things, just helpful tips for you, perhaps. So I switched to Perplexity AI because you can choose your models. It's got more up to date stuff. But what I've discovered recently is I've had it try to do some formatting on some stuff for my email of awesomeness. Which, by the way, everybody, please go to techbandits.org. Get yourself signed up, whether you're right or left or center or Nazi on either side. It's like, this is just pure science fun.
Full contact streaming.
Full contact streaming, exactly. So go check that out, techbandits.org. What was the point? What was I saying? It was something very, very important.
Oh, it was massively important.
Yeah, it was crucially important. And then it ended up talking about you should get on the oh, right, the AI thing. So the AI thing was I was using it to help format stuff for my email of awesomeness because I jot down all these notes. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I have like 18 pages of stuff, and I'm like, crap. So I dump it into AI, and I say, give me the main points that I've made here, and I'll pick out the ones I like, and then I'll sort of make it work my way. Perplexity, not as good at that. Now maybe I don't know how to use it properly, but ChatGPT, beautifully.
Can I tell you something scary real
stuff.
quick? I know you got to pee, and I'm so sorry.
Do you see me moving around more?
It's fine. You do the pee-pee dance.
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Yeah. I trained it on all of my writing, funny and whatever, right? Yeah. And then I corrected it when it wanted to be serious. And then I also told it all about my disability and everything, right? So I tried to make it a chum that did my work for me, right?
Right.
And then, I'm having it write stuff, and I want to copy and paste it somewhere, right? And it wasn't working at all. And I told it I'm having to copy and paste with this stick, and then it's like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. If you're probably losing contact with the screen or something, it actually described what was happening.
Oh wow!
I can reformat this so you can just tap it and then click select, and we'll all be selected.
Oh wow!
Rather than grab and
because it had an understanding of the environment you were working in as well.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. What's going on there? I'm trying to send you. I'm just going to send you.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The more information you can give these things, the better they're going to serve you. But are you comfortable giving all that information? I mean, I'm almost at the point where I'm not sure privacy exists anymore anyway. So I feel a bit like whatever.
Yeah.
But now I must go because otherwise it's going to be an accident.
Yep.
A horrible, another American-Canadian incident that we don't want to talk about. All right, everybody. Thank you very, very much.
Go, bye, everybody.
Lance,
love you.
GimpyG, Carr, thank you very much. Where do people yell at you? Twitter? Where you?
You can go to X. I'm on whatever that is. GimpyG. I'm also on Blue Sky under GimpyG.
Oh, how are you liking? You liking Blue Sky?
It seems okay.
Yeah. It seems like just another social platform.
It's another thing.
Yeah, I know.
I can't go to on Facebook. I'm on there.
You need to start an email of awesomeness, an email of Gimpy Goddom. That's what you got to start that.
That sounds like work.
Yeah, it does sound like true. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm out of here. All right, until we geek again, my wonderful interwebs, be kind, be brave, be brilliant, and we'll be back.